Hey everyone. It seems like AI is just everywhere these days. From the apps on our phones to global power dynamics, AI is what everyone's talking about.
And for good reason.
Absolutely. So today we're taking a deep dive into three big AI developments that are shaping our world, not just making headlines, but really changing things up.
Big time.
We'll be looking at Meta's plan to build their own search engine, talk about a potential earthquake in the tech world.
Definitely.
Then we'll look at how Apple is putting big money into privacy-focused AI.
A move that could set a new standard for everyone, really.
And, of course, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, the U.S.-China AI showdown, and what it means for who controls the future, basically.
It's a pretty fascinating landscape out there, and honestly, a bit daunting too.
Okay, let's jump right in with Meta.
Can you imagine Facebook being the engine that powers all your online searches? That's exactly what they're aiming for.
It's a big deal because up until now, they've relied on external search engines like Google.
Exactly. So they're trying to break free from Google's influence. Exactly. And they're trying to create a whole new playing field for online advertising.
Oh, absolutely. Because, let's be honest, Meta is an advertising powerhouse. So how would this new search engine actually change the advertising game?
Well, imagine this, a search engine that doesn't just match keywords, but actually understands what you're looking for,
Ooh, interesting.
all thanks to AI and natural language processing.
Okay, so NLP. Tell me more about that.
Basically, it means you could ask a question in plain English, like, what's the best Italian restaurant open after 9 near me? And the search engine, powered by this NLP, understands what you mean and gives you a real answer,
Wow.
not just a bunch of links.
Yeah, that's way more intuitive than what we have now. But how does this all translate into advertising?
Well, with that level of understanding, Meta could create hyper-targeted ads. Ads based on your exact needs and interests. Not just displaying ads, but almost predicting what you might want.
Okay, that's impressive, but also a little creepy.
It's definitely a game changer, though.
Absolutely. But how would Meta's search engine even stack up against, the giants? Like Google, could they really compete?
I think that is the million-dollar question. Google's got a massive head start, but Meta has something Google doesn't. A
Yep.
treasure trove of data about its users.
Right.
All that data on their interests, preferences, their online behavior. Combine that with powerful AI, it could give Meta an edge in creating a more personalized search experience.
It would definitely shake things up. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine the pressure it would put on Google and Bing to step up their game. It could lead to, like, a whole new search engine war,
Oh, for sure.
which would be pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, and the biggest winners would be us, the users. Competition always leads to better things.
That's true.
Faster, easier, hopefully less cluttered with ads.
Okay, so Meta is shaking up the search world. Now let's switch gears and talk about Apple. They're all about that sleek design and their strong stance on privacy.
They're really doubling down on that.
Oh yeah, they're putting their money where their mouth is. With a program that rewards developers who can come up with AI solutions that put privacy first.
It's called the Apple Intelligence Reward Program, and they're offering over $1 million in rewards.
Wow, $1 million. So they're serious about this. What kind of privacy-focused AI are they hoping to incentivize?
Apple's vision is to bring AI processing directly to your device. Cut out the cloud completely.
So instead of Siri sending my requests to a massive server farm, it would all happen right here on my phone.
Exactly. They're using techniques like federated learning, where AI learns from data on multiple devices, but it doesn't actually collect or share that data.
So my data stays mine. That's a big deal these days,
Yeah.
especially with all the data breaches and privacy violations. But is it even possible to create powerful AI that works completely offline? Wouldn't it be limited?
It is a huge challenge, but Apple seems determined.
They always are.
They believe that by using the power of individual devices and by developing innovative AI algorithms, they can achieve both performance and privacy.
Now this is where it gets really interesting for me. Because if Apple succeeds, it could set a new standard for the entire tech industry. Imagine. Privacy is no longer an afterthought. It's a core feature.
A total paradigm shift. Instead of trading our data for convenience, we could have both. All the power of AI without sacrificing our privacy.
And almost sounds too good to be true.
Ugh.
But I have to ask, is this really just about altruism? Or is there a strategic business advantage for Apple in being the privacy champion?
I think it's probably a bit of both. Apple seems genuinely committed to protecting user privacy. It's a big part of their brand identity, and it resonates with people who are concerned about data security.
It's a hot-button issue these days for sure. But on the other hand,
Apple's a business. They know that data is the new currency, right? So privacy can be a huge differentiator. By offering AI solutions that prioritize privacy, they could gain a very loyal customer base.
The people who value data security above all else.
Great.
So it's a win-win. They get to be the good guys, and they potentially gain a competitive edge in the process. But the big question is, can they actually pull it off?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But one thing is for sure, Apple's initiative is putting pressure on other tech giants. They're going to have to step up their privacy game.
Okay, so we've got Meta shaking things up in the search world and Apple championing privacy-focused AI. But now let's talk about a rivalry on a global scale. The U.S. and China, they are locked in an intense competition to become the leader in AI.
It's not just about bragging rights either.
No, this is about so much more. Economic dominance, military superiority. It's about global power, ultimately.
It's a high-stakes game with implications for everyone.
It really is. The U.S. recently made a big move. They're restricting investments in certain Chinese AI companies.
Trying to slow down China's progress,
Right.
protect American interests.
So like a tech Cold War. But where are the U.S. and China actually battling it out? What are the key technologies or applications driving this rivalry?
It's a broad front, from research in AI algorithms to specific applications like facial recognition, autonomous vehicles, even military drones.
So it's not just about who has the smartest AI, but also about who can use it most effectively.
Absolutely. The U.S. and China both have their strengths and weaknesses. The U.S. has traditionally led in fundamental AI research, but China has a massive advantage when it comes to data.
Right, because data is essential for training AI.
Exactly.
So what are some of the potential consequences of this rivalry? I mean, besides the obvious technological advancements, how could this impact the world as we know it?
Well, one concern is that this competition could fragment the global AI ecosystem. We could see separate U.S. and Chinese tech spheres with very little collaboration.
And that would be a shame, because collaboration often leads to the fastest progress.
For sure.
What else?
Another concern is that the focus on winning might come at the expense of ethics. In the rush to develop the most powerful AI, we might overlook important questions about safety, bias, accountability.
So it's not just about winning the race. It's about making sure AI is used responsibly.
Yeah, absolutely.
A balancing act with incredibly high stakes.
A tightrope walk. And the whole world is watching.
Okay, so far we've got Meta shaking up search, Apple pushing for privacy-focused AI, and the U.S. and China in a high-stakes AI arms race. It's a lot to process.
It really is. And these are just a few examples of how AI is changing everything.
And the pace of innovation is just relentless.
Absolutely.
So where do we even go from here? How do we make sense of all this and make sure AI is used for good?
That's the question we'll be exploring for the rest of this deep dive.
Sounds good.
We'll look at the ethics, the economics, the societal impact,
Right.
and how individuals can actually help shape the future of AI.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about the U.S. and China and their race for AI dominance. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible, for sure, but it also raises some big questions about the risks.
Yeah, we're definitely in uncharted territory here. Hard to predict where it'll all lead. But are there any other players in this global AI game? Or is it really just the U.S. and China?
Well, the U.S. and China are definitely leading the pack. But it's not just them. Other countries are investing heavily in AI too. The European Union, for example. They're focusing on ethical AI and data privacy, trying to find a different path, one that puts human values first.
So it's not just about who gets there first. It's about how they get there and what their values are.
Exactly. It's not just about the tech. It's about different visions for the future, about AI's role in society.
Okay, so we've got the U.S., China, the EU, all with their own AI agendas. But how does this actually affect the average person? Besides, cool gadgets and maybe some geopolitical tension, how will AI change our daily lives?
Well, AI is already impacting our lives in many ways, often in subtle ways we don't even realize.
Like what?
Think about those personalized recommendations you get on streaming services, or spam filters. Those are all powered by AI.
Oh, true. But those are pretty minor conveniences.
Yeah.
What about the bigger picture? How will AI transform the way we live and work?
Well, one of the biggest areas AI will impact is the job market. As AI gets more sophisticated, it can automate many tasks that humans currently do.
That's what worries people, right? The robots taking over our jobs.
It's a valid concern, and it's something we need to address head-on.
For sure.
But AI can also create new jobs, new opportunities. It's not just about replacing humans, it's about augmenting human capabilities.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
Not necessarily. It depends on how we choose to develop and use AI. If we focus on AI enhancing human skills, then we can lessen the negative impacts on jobs.
Finding the right balance.
Exactly.
What other areas will AI have a big impact on?
Healthcare is another area where AI could be revolutionary. It could change how we diagnose, treat, and manage diseases. AI can analyze medical images, identify patterns, help doctors make more accurate diagnoses.
I've heard about AI detecting cancer cells or diagnosing diabetic retinopathy.
That's right. It has the potential to save so many lives, improve health for millions. But there are ethical questions too. Data privacy, algorithmic bias, the role of human judgment in medical decisions.
We can't just blindly trust machines with life or death decisions.
Absolutely. We need to ensure AI is used responsibly, especially in healthcare.
Right, so it's about having open conversations.
Yes, open and honest conversations about the benefits and risks. We need to engage with everyone, policymakers, researchers, industry leaders, to shape the development of AI so it aligns with our values.
It's not just about the tech, it's about the societal impact.
Exactly.
Okay, we've talked about jobs and healthcare. What about other areas? Like education, entertainment, how we consume information.
The possibilities are endless. In education, AI could personalize instruction, adapt to different learning styles, help students learn at their own pace.
That could be huge, especially for students who struggle in traditional classrooms.
It could. It could also address educational inequalities, provide access to high-quality resources for everyone.
Democratize education.
Yes, exactly. But we have to be mindful of the downsides, like algorithmic bias making inequalities worse, or relying too much on technology and diminishing the role of teachers.
So it's about finding that balance again.
Always.
What about entertainment and media?
AI is already transforming entertainment. It's used to create special effects, generate music, even write scripts.
I've seen some of those AI-generated videos.
Oh, yeah.
They're impressive, but a little creepy sometimes.
It's a fascinating time to be an artist. AI is giving us new tools and possibilities, but it also raises questions about creativity, the role of human artists.
Yeah, can a machine really be creative?
It's a big question.
A philosophical one?
One we'll have to keep grappling with as AI evolves.
And we're really just at the beginning.
We are. It's hard to imagine what the world will be like in 10, 20 years.
It's exciting and a little scary.
It is.
But I think the key is to stay informed.
Yeah.
To be part of the conversation.
And to demand that AI is used to benefit everyone. We're all stakeholders in the AI revolution. We need to shape the future we want.
It's amazing to think about how much AI is already a part of our lives and how much more is coming. Before the break, we talked about how AI could revolutionize everything, from education to entertainment. But I want to go back to something you said earlier about the US-China AI rivalry and how it could split the global AI ecosystem. What would that actually look like? What would be the consequences?
Imagine the internet as we know it splitting in two. On one side, a US-centric internet, powered by American companies following their rules. And on the other side, a Chinese internet, with their own rules, dominated by their own companies.
Like two parallel universes, each with its own apps and platforms.
Exactly.
It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It could be. Less collaboration, less innovation, more tension. It could even slow down the progress of AI.
And what about us, the users? Would we have to choose sides?
It's possible. Imagine having to choose between Google or Baidu, Facebook or WeChat. It would limit access to information, create barriers.
It's a scary thought. It feels like we're at a crossroads. The decisions we make about AI today will have huge consequences tomorrow.
We are. And it's not just about governments and companies, it's about all of us. We have a responsibility to stay informed, to be part of this conversation, and to demand that AI is used for the benefit of everyone.
We can't just sit back and let things happen.
No, we need to be active in shaping the future.
But what can we actually do? It all feels so big and complicated.
It can feel overwhelming, but there are things you can do. First, educate yourself, read, listen to podcasts like this one, go to events. The more you know about AI, the better you can participate.
Knowledge is power.
It is. And don't underestimate the power of your voice.
Yes.
Talk to your friends and family, contact your representatives, support organizations that are promoting ethical AI.
Make a difference.
Exactly. And think about your own digital footprint. Understand how your data is being used. Support companies that prioritize privacy and security.
Vote with our wallets.
Yes, every little action helps shape the future of AI.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. The latest AI developments, the potential benefits and risks, the global implications, the ethical questions. As we wrap up, what's the one thing you want listeners to take away from this?
I hope they understand both the amazing potential of AI and the responsibility that comes with it. AI is a powerful tool that can change the world, but we have to make sure it's used for good.
It's a challenge, but also a huge opportunity.
It is. And I believe if we approach AI with wisdom and courage, we can create a future where it enhances our lives, helps us reach our full potential, and build a better world.
I like that. So as we end this deep dive, we'll leave you with one final thought. In this rapidly changing world of AI, what role will you play? Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, stay curious.